Arsenal Fan TV America, welcome back. Another episode, new episode from your Arsenal Fan TV America here in the Pacific Northwest, USA. Listen, what a tough game. We just played Brighton Hove Albion, and we drew. That's Premier League, of course. Early season, this is the third game. We've been doing okay. Of course, as we all know, we go away. We beat Aston Villa. On opening day, we beat Wolves. Great results back-to-back. Tough game, difficult game, and I think it was a tough game or a difficult game, not because of Arsenal or Arsenal weren't prepared or anything like that. It's just because of course, Chris Kavanagh, the ref. Before we go on forward, number one, I'm going to ask you to stop right now, click that subscribe button, and if you love the episode, please like and share. My first question before we go on forward is the following. Why did Chris Kavanagh ref that same exact game last year? We had him refereeing the Brighton game last year. The only difference that game was at night in the morning, right? And if you remember, Reiss Nelson, which unfortunately we don't have anymore, and we're going to talk about that. Yes, we're going to talk about the game, and we're going to talk about transfers and what's happening. Reiss Nelson actually did go on loan to join his good friend, or good three friends now, Leno, and we have also Iwobi, and now Emil Smith-Rowe. They're all at Fulham, so he went there to join them on a season loan. I wouldn't have let that kid go. He's really that good. Maybe if he was there today, he would have made a difference. I don't know. But today, Chris Kavanagh made sure nobody made a difference. And it's not just the incidents, which we will discuss momentarily, about, of course, Declan Rice being red-carded. No. It's about him stopping the fluency of the game. If you just compare apple to apple, you don't have to be a genius. You don't have to be an Arsenal fan. You don't have to even know football. But if you really look how he treats our tackles versus their tackles, Arsenal tackles versus Brighton tackles, it was really obvious that he was on their side, 100%. And if you compare that specific game with games we've had before, and if you compare the yellow card, Declan Rice, not just the yellow card, 2 yellow cards, with prior incidents that was against Arsenal that didn't get penalized like we did, you will know where I'm coming from. So, once again, referees let us down. Once again, I mean, it's now more like 60-70% of the times when the referees disappoint and they really ruin the game, because you ruin the momentum. When you give fouls that are not fouls, when you don't give fouls that should be given, it's just you're now controlling the game on your own pace versus what's really happening or what should be happening from both teams and the energy created by the players and whatnot, right? But it is what it is. We're not going to just keep talking about it and keep pissing ourselves off. It's not going to change because the FA don't want to change it. They actually want that to happen. They want the controversy. They want, this bad calls. They want the bad VAR. They don't want to adapt the offside because it's very, very legit. So if it's really legit and it's really black and white and there's no gray area, they don't like it. But if it's a lot of gray area, they love it. I mean, it's really simple. You can better the selection of the referees. You can add extra trainings to referees. You can demand from referees to watch the game as much as you can so they don't ruin the game. Anyways, let's forget about Chris Kavanagh. He's not going to, again, ruin our season, hopefully. Let's go directly to the game, which really, again, was not a great game because of the referee. But Arsenal did try really hard the first half. So we're going to go to formation, which, as always, 4-3-3. They actually came out with 4-2-3-1, which is pretty interesting because they sat more, didn't touch the ball for a long time. But in goal, David Raya started and did okay. Of course, except for that goal, that ball ricocheted from him back to the Brighton player or back in front of him in an open area versus sides. Goalie always want to push the ball to the side so it's less dangerous. David Raya started in goal, had a couple also great saves, let's not forget that. To the right, Ben White, of course, as a right back, he kept his starting position. Benny looked a little slower on the day, But again, Ben White is solid. Right back, next to him, Willie Saliba, Gabriel in the middle. And then left back, we started with Jurrien Timber. And as we all know, Arsenal play 4 in the back, but when they go front, it's 3-2. So Jurrien Timber was that one that tucked in, as we all remembered Zinchenko used to do it, a lot more than what we saw Timber do. Jurrien Timber is more defensive, and I love the way he plays. He's all over the place, defensive-minded. And I like that. I like that a lot, especially from anybody that plays in the back 4. Go to the midfield, we had Declan Rice, Thomas Partey, and Odegaard. Again, great partnership. And in the front, Bukayo Saka. Through the middle was Kai Havertz. To the left, Martinelli sat out. We saw Trossard scored the last game, and I think, good on Mikel Arteta giving him the start. Trossard came in as a winger on the left side. Beginning of the game, we were very, very sharp. We were strong. We went at him. Of course, second half, because of the red card, and the red card, by the way, was at 48th minute of the game, which is 3 minutes into the second half. So Arsenal had to play an entire half with a man down, right? Or without the 10th man, which is really important. And it's somebody like Declan Rice that covers a lot of area and a lot of real estate on the field. So that's really someone you cannot cover for. It's really hard. It becomes very hard when you go down to 10 people, especially somebody like Brighton. They're a good team, young, they run, they gun, they do everything in football. So the game ended with 22 shots for them versus 11 shots for us, Arsenal. And again, expected because we sat back. However, if you see Arsenal, they were very dangerous on the counterattack. Unfortunately, we had a couple of chances, Bukayo Saka and Kai Havertz, and we missed them. But it would have been a different story. It would have been a 2-1, and what a win that would have been. But hey, listen, woulda, coulda. Again, the Arsenal players and the manager, I think, did their best. But again, the referee was very determined that this game will be a Brighton game. But thank God that we did not lose to them early this season. So, it's not the greatest results, but it's early. And again, with what we saw from the referee, I think that was a good result, right? Now, let's go talk about substitutes and whatnot and who came and who didn't. We saw Martinelli come in. I thought that he would affect the game more. But it didn't happen for Martinelli either. And before Martinelli also, we saw Trossard departing. That was more of a defensive substitute. And Calafiori, our new signing, Ricardo Calafiori, came in on the left side. Still working on his communications with the team. So he knows what to expect, and they know what to expect from him. Fast forward, another substitute, Martin Odegaard, that really got hurt pretty bad. And we saw that the tackle on Martin Odegaard was more of a straight red card than the second yellow or the first yellow that Declan Rice had. Yes. Also, just FYI, that player that really hit Martin Odegaard pretty bad, almost, we don't want to say broke his foot, but a little bit more, force, because that was extensive force to me and to anybody that was watching. And we saw Odegaard, he sat down for a while. I thought that deserved a yellow card. But it didn't happen. And again, we could see now how the Arsenal players are treated in a different way than, the Brighton players. And who came in for Odegaard? It was Martinelli. That was the 74th minute. Now let's go to the 80th minute. We also saw Jurrien Timber going out for Zinchenko. Now that's the one substitute that I wasn't too keen or too sure about. But we also have two players, two new signings. Of course, Merino. Let's talk about him. Unfortunately, the young Spaniard, the 28-year-old Spaniard that just joined us, he had a shoulder injury during training at Arsenal. So he's going to be out for a couple of weeks or so. And another new signing here for Arsenal Football Club, coming from Chelsea on loan, is Raheem Sterling. Of course, the English young man is very well known. Been with City, won the Premier League, started with Liverpool, went to City, and went to Chelsea, and after that, now he's in Arsenal. Now, a part of me say, okay, Raheem Sterling, let's look at his history. He's done well. He's a great player. He's not too bad. Hopefully he's a good addition for Arsenal. But another part of me, or another side, says, okay, how many times are we going to take those players from Chelsea that Chelsea don't want? And we've seen that, starting David Luiz. Mikel Arteta does that a lot. He did it with David Luiz. Didn't work. Was horrible. He went back for Willian. Didn't work. Was horrible. Willian himself said, no, I'm getting paid too much money. I got to leave. I'm not contributing. We did it with Jorginho, and Jorginho now is there. And now we're doing it with Raheem Sterling. However, again, I'm going back to this side when I'm saying maybe he's not like them. But it's just a pattern. What convinces me as a fan that this is going to change or it's going to be different? I don't know. We saw him sitting in the stands. Hopefully he can come in. If he comes in and scores a couple of 3 goals that make a difference, he would be worth every penny. So we would see he's now an Arsenal player, and we love all our Arsenal players that put on that shirt. So we'll see what Raheem Sterling can do for Arsenal. Once again, today's game, disappointment, and disappointment. And hopefully that this, hopefully something is done about it. Hopefully somebody would go to Chris Kavanagh and tell him, hey, listen, you can watch that game. What were you doing? These goals are not even. The red card should not be a red card. I'm not going to even talk about it because, again, it's just not. You got to see it. When you see it, you'll be like, what? Yeah, it's that unbelievable. It's unbelievable when a player is walking away and somebody hit him from behind, hit him with the ball and hit him on the shin also. That same player that got hit full down was walking away, gets another yellow and gets out on a red card. It's just, I don't know how else to put it. It was very strange. Anyways, like I said, 1-1. Kai Havertz scored our goal. It was a great goal. He also missed another opportunity. I thought he would have scored. He was very frustrated on the day. You could see him with the Brighton fans going at it. You could see him pissed. But I like the tenacity. I like how he went and celebrated in front of their fans after he scored. And he scored a beautiful goal. We all saw Bukayo Saka once again assisting. And Kai Havertz gets the ball, puts it right on top of the goalkeeper that went all the way on top of his 18. Arsenal 1-0. And I thought this was our game. Even the commentators, they said Arsenal's going to come back second half and they're going to score more. I also think if Declan Rice did not go out, Arsenal would have won that game comfortably. Come on, you Gunners. It is what it is. We're going to forget about this game. And we're going to look at, yes, London Derby against our noisy neighbors. Yes, that's our next game. Of course, there will be, that game is going to be a September 14th. It's going to be played. That's a Saturday, I think. But before that, we're going to have a couple of weeks of international break. Yes. So when we come back, we're going to play Tottenham. Where? At their own stadium, at their own house. Yes. Declan Rice is not going to, unfortunately, play that game because now he is on a suspension due to the red card he took today. So hopefully, in 2 weeks' time, Mikel Merino can come back and can start or can debut in front of Tottenham Hotspur. Listen, I know it's going to be a tough game, that's for sure, but we've done it before. We went there and we did beat them last year. We beat them twice. So I'm expecting this year also that we go do the same. And our away form is really not bad, was really not bad last year. And we saw this year also going to Aston Villa and winning. Aston Villa is stronger than Tottenham, so that tells me. But of course, Tottenham is a different gig because of our rivalry, but we could see that Arsenal can beat Aston Villa. They could beat anybody away on the day, right? Last year, the top 7 teams, we did not beat anybody away except for Tottenham, so we did. So hopefully these are all good signs. But of course, every game is a different game. And hopefully the referee does not miss that one up too. Right? 1-1. Tough game. Brighton, Arsenal. It is what it is. Let's go look at some games. Some teams played today. Some will be played tomorrow. Let's look at the table real quick. After 3 games, we see Manchester City on top, 9 points. As you can see, Brighton now is second with 7 points. Arsenal, same thing, third, but tied with Brighton, of course, 7 points, played 3. Liverpool play 2, have 6. If they do win tomorrow, they will go right next to City and will be on top. Brentford played 3, as we can see, and they have 6 points. And as you can see, that is the top 5 of the Premier League currently. All the way down at the bottom, we'll go real quick and visit the 3 teams that are not doing too well. You can see Crystal Palace is number 18, played 2 games, has 0 points, but they still have another game tomorrow. As we all know, departure of Eddie Nketiah. Now he is a Crystal Palace player. Eddie, good luck to him. We love Eddie, academy player, has been with us for a long time, and we will never, of course, forget. He's done a lot for Arsenal, scored a lot of important goals for Arsenal. Sad to see another academy player leave, but good luck to Eddie. I know he wanted more football and more time to play. So hopefully this new chapter, or the next chapter for him, will be a great chapter. Thank you, Eddie, for everything you've done for the club. And once again, now we continue the bottom 3. You could see Southampton, 19th, 3 games they played, 0 points collected. Again, the season before they tanked a couple of seasons ago, they were at the same exact point with 0 points and 3 games. Everton go bottom, number 20, 3 games. They played 0 points, same thing. It's I'm not sure Everton is a team that I expected to see down there. But also, before we leave, another departure. We've had Aaron Ramsdale, unfortunately, our ex-goalkeeper now. Once a gunner, always a gunner, Aaron. We wish him the best too. He went to Southampton. I think he's going to be missed. He was a very good goalkeeper for us. I remember, a lot of great saves for Aaron Ramsdale. So hopefully the young man also will have a better second chapter for him at Southampton. Good luck to Aaron Ramsdale. And that was it for today's episode. Hopefully we come back after the international break, play Tottenham, win, and I'll bring you another episode. Welcome, Raheem Sterling, Merino. Hopefully we going to see you next. Declan Rice, unfortunately, with a red card. Hey, it is what it is. Tough day for Arsenal, tough game, but thank God we're talking about a draw and not a loss. Once again, do not forget to hit that subscribe button and like and share if you loved the episode. Thank you very, very much for watching. Bye now.